Hey, what's up? I'm leading Metacham again, using CALLOUS' team that he gave me, and I'm gonna go for Brick Break against his lead Lax. He switches to his Melodic. I guess he wanted to go for Hypnosis and thought he wouldn't take a whole lot from it, but to his surprise, it does a massive 63%, so that's gonna force him to switch to Celebi. I'm locked into Brick Break, so I have to go back to my Celebi, and this Celebi is offensive, as you know if you watched my last video, so that Celebi is not safe at all. Goes to Melodic, I guess to scout out for Giga Drain or something, but I don't do that, I don't reveal that. I'm disciplined, I go for Psychic, connects with a Celebi, and it looks like he wants to stay in against mine, which, you know, I was hoping he wouldn't do that, and I was hoping HP Fire would do more than it did, 44%, and now only 31% as he's +3 with me at +3. So this kind of sucks. Because it's going to come down to a crit. Statistically though, because I have HP Fire, I'm going to force him to recover more often, which will allow me to attack more often, which would make it more likely for me to get a crit. So I'm favored to win here, unless something goes wrong, like him getting a crit. So I'm going to go for HP Fire again. He goes for Recover. You know, that's going to allow me to get free attack, and him not getting a chance to attack me and possibly getting that crit. So here we go. HP Fire, goes for Psychic, big deal. And he switches, which is a terrible move. I don't know what he was thinking there. In the comment section he says that, you know, he didn't know it was HP Fire, but I don't know what else he was thinking there. So if he's watching this video, let me know, because I'm confused. But it all works out for him in the end, I suppose. He gets rid of the Celebi. Snorlax survives +6 Celebi with Psychic and goes for Boom and takes out the Celebi. So it's 5-4. I go to my Metacham to answer. He goes to Melodic. That Melodic will die if it stays in here because it did 63% last time with Brick Break. And I know he's going to switch, so I go to for Shadow Ball in case he goes to Celebi. In anticipation of Brick Break, goes to Salamence instead. I do 45% after Intimidate. I go to my Melodic, he goes to Magneton. That's not good for me, so I'm going to have to switch here. I go to my Snorlax, he knows I'm going to switch. He goes for Substitute. I go for Curse, he goes for Toxic, so this is a thick fat Lax, a thick fat Lax, if you didn't know that, as opposed to an Immunity Lax, which actually the latter is more common now than it used to be. Probably because it's Immunity Lax is used more on offensive teams. Which are more common. But anyway, so I gotta hope for crit to not occur here, otherwise I'm in big trouble. So what I'm gonna do is break the sub, rest, and then try to break the sub again at a later time and do some more damage against the Magneton. Because I don't want him to get a crit here, but at the same time I want to make sure the Magneton's gone. So what's going to happen is I'm going to try to wake up, go for return, then switch to my Magneton, and once the I'm switching to my Magneton after I do damage like I did there, and that way I'm going to resist Thunderbolt and then take out the Magneton with HP Fire. This Magneton is pretty fast, it doesn't have a whole lot of bulk to it, so unless his Magneton is got max speed, I'll take it out with HP Fire, which I did. So yeah, probably not the most efficient way to do, what I want to do, but at the time that's what I was thinking, and that's just what I'm reporting to you guys. So yeah, Magneton, Celebi comes in on his side, and now it's time for me to do what he did to me, which is to spam Toxic behind the sub. And against his Celebi, that's a good thing. He won't be able to Calm Mind up, or if he does, he won't be able to stay in long to do anything with it. So yeah, Toxic connects. And I go for Substitute, and he goes for Leaf Seed, so I guess I'm not going to be able to do what he did to me because I'm seated behind a sub. That's going to prompt me to switch if I want to get rid of this Leaf Seed, and he'll probably switch pretty soon as well. So we both switch actually. We get Gyarados on Salamence. Now because the Salamence has Rock Slide in all likelihood, that's going to prompt me to get out of there. So I won't win this battle one-on-one. And we actually both switch. We get our Melodics in. I have hypnosis, and he probably has hypnosis or some sort of move like that, or like toxic or something, none of which my melodic likes. So I go to my Snorlax, it gets put to sleep by hypnosis. Medicham comes in, takes a nasty surf. Unfortunately, I don't think Brick Break will do it here, so that's going to prompt me to switch. We both switch actually, and we get Gyarados on Salamence once again. So we're trying to find holes in each other's teams or in each other's switches so we can take an advantage. I go to my Melodic, goes for Rock Slide, trying to hit the Gyarados, doesn't work out for him. I go for Ice Beam, trying to take the Salamence, doesn't work out for me. And I go for Hypnosis as he goes for Recover. So that worked in my favor. I mean, he gets Marvel Scale, but now I don't have to worry about the Melodic as much anymore, so I can freely switch in against it. I bring my Magneton in. As the Salamence comes in, that's not going to do it in case he uses Earthquake. We both switch, we get Melodic on Celebi. So a lot of switching going around. He goes for Calm Mind, I go for Gyarados. We'll see if he wants to stay in here and take it. Surprisingly, it was 47%, unless that's a low damage roll. I thought, I think it should do more, but then again, this Gyarados may not have does it have max attack investment? Yes, it does. So I guess that Celebi's is really bulky. But yeah, anyway, my Medicham dies on the switch, so it dies to Psychic, and that sucks. And now Salamence comes in against the Gyarados. It's going to prompt me to switch once again to Melodic. And he's not going to want to stay in here, I know that. And I double switch to my Gyarados as the Melodic comes in against mine. I go for Dragon Dance. He gets an Intimidate off when he brings Salamence in. But I'm going to stay in here and take a huge chunk from Rock Slide if he decides to use it. And it looks like I'm running out of power, so hold on a minute. Yep, got my power cord, so here we go. I did get a good chunk against the Salamence, and I was surprised he decided to go for Dragon Dance. That's going to prompt me to switch out right away, and I bring my Melodic in. Now, he could stay in here and risk, going for a flinch and die to Ice Beam, or he can switch to Melodic and be safe. But he decides for the former, and it doesn't pay off. He dies to Ice Beam, and yeah, I took out the Salamence. I think it would have been best for him if he just went to Melodic, but he got greedy, and that's what happens when you get greedy. Things go wrong. Yeah, so, pointing out the obvious side, I bring my Magneton in, I go for Toxic, so the Celebi can't go for Calm Mind and try to start setting up. Leaf Seed connects, and that forces me to switch my Magneton out with my Gyarados. He knows that, so he goes for Psychic. Psychic does a good chunk. I think the Celebi's at +1/+1, it is. So I actually just switched my Snorlax here, just in case the Gyarados dies as Psychic, and just to make him take more toxic damage. He goes to his Melodic, so I go to mine. That's going to prompt me to switch back my Gyarados, and he goes back to Celebi. So yeah, I don't think the Celebi wants to stay in here. If it does, it's going to take a whole lot. Goes for Leech Seed. I do 50% with HP Fly, so he'll die. If he stays in here, he goes to Melodic. I try to take out the Celebi, doesn't work out. We both switch. I get rid of the Leech Seed, and he goes back to his Celebi in order to recover as I bring my Magneton in. I go for Toxic, so it can't Calm Mind up, or if it does, so it can't use it for very long. I go for HP Fire, trying to put pressure on it, maybe getting a crit or something, but he goes for Leech Seed. We'll see what he wants to do here. I'm going to stay in and go for HP Fire again. This should prompt a recover. He's pretty much obligated to do so, and that's when I'm going to bring my Gyarados in. Toxic damage taking a toll, and this is my window of opportunity to take it out. I don't take it out this turn, but toxic damage will following that, so yeah. Gyarados lives, the Psychic at +1/+1, and now I'm going to go for Dragon Dance. I'm going to go for second Dragon Dance just because Marvel Scale prevents me from doing a whole lot. I go for HP Fly, goes for Ice Beam, doesn't get the freeze he needed, and now I'm going to take it out next turn. So the final score is 4-0. So yeah, I still like this team, So yeah, good old Medicham team. So I hope you enjoyed the battle. Rate, comment, subscribe, and look forward to next time.